And now we're turning to our local deer populations. For more than a decade, they've been impacted by hemorrhagic disease, commonly referred to as EHD or even blue tongue. But there was a severe outbreak last year. So this morning, we sat down with Iowa DNR to find out how the state's new reporting tool is hoping to help give a clearer picture of what's happening. And I do want to give a heads up, some of the photos might be a little graphic for some viewers. We're joined now by Rachel Rudin with the Iowa DNR. Rachel, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Why don't we start with what EHD is? I mean, what is this disease?
Yeah. So, episodic hemorrhagic disease. So, that's what EHD stands for. There's also a related virus called blue tongue. So, technically, they're different. EHD tends to impact deer populations, blue tongue tends to impact small ruminants and cattle primarily, but they both can cross over across species. And so, what these viruses do, they are insect vectored. So, culicoides biting midges are who transmits this virus to deer. It tends to be late summer, early fall that we'll see outbreaks emerge. It's not something that we can predict. So, it's not that the same area will be impacted each year. Sometimes it's a wind event or drought conditions, which we are no longer in in this state, that can really precipitate an outbreak. But this is all related to kind of weather and insect vectors.
What happens when a deer gets infected? Does it kill them pretty instantly? How does that work?
Yeah. So once clinical signs start, they will tend to die within 8 to 36 hours in Iowa. So most deer are extremely susceptible. But interestingly enough, they are incubating this virus for 7 to 10 days. So the bite that infected them happened about a week prior to when you start seeing those deer dying on the landscape. Their organs start shutting down, and oftentimes they get quite hot or febrile, and so they'll seek out water. So there's kind of an association that can be pretty dramatic with dead deer floating in ponds or other waterways.
So when we talk about an outbreak in 2023, I mean, how bad was that in Iowa?
Yeah, so by comparison, it was our second largest outbreak ever recorded, our first being in 2012. And it was interesting in that a lot of the state was impacted. So we had reports from 76 counties, over 2,000 deer reported dead. But there were likely many other deer that were impacted. They either went unobserved or they actually survived the infection. And so, what we see in the southeastern US is that deer experience this disease and they kind of live amongst these midges and they don't suffer the acute mortality. So, in time, as we build up resilience in our deer population, we may expect that the impacts, the kind of really visible high mortality rates, that kind of thing will dampen. But that'll take decades. So, not something that we'll see next year.
Yeah, and there is no treatment right now for EHD. So what is this new reporting tool the state has, and how does the state hope this will help combat this problem or at least get a clearer picture of it?
Yeah, so I would say it's the latter. So we have been relying on the public, basically for all of our wildlife diseases, that they see something unusual in their backyard or on their property, and we rely on them to report it. Most of our state is in private land, and so those landowners seeing dead deer are really valuable. So this new tool that's available on our website is. A reporting form. So anyone can go in if they see something, a dead deer on their property or dead deer floating in their pond, they can report those animals and they can submit multiple reports throughout the season. You can actually see where other reports have come through. So there's a dashboard that will show kind of near real time reporting of what other people have seen across the state. And then you can also add your observations. So this is really to provide a finer granularity to our deer monitoring across the state, and then allow us to put the different checks and balances in place in a more meaningful way.
Well, Rachel, I can't thank you enough for your time. And yeah, fingers crossed you don't get a lot of reports because it's not happening that much this year.
Yeah, we could use a year off, but deer are resilient species, and so we expect the state's deer population is in good hands.
Of course, to check out the reporting tool or to share their story, you can find our article on our website underneath the As Seen on TV tab.